intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
DAZN.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? When I was hitting him with body punching, I heard him, actually he was crying in there. You were saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on?
DAZN.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time? Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
DAZN Productions.
Making woman gestures like,
Let's go, champ. It's the champ. Sharing the champ with the fake champ.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
DAZN.com.
No matter what nobody say, man, spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with.
DAZN Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar over. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
DAZN.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
DAZN.com.
Fighting on the app.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
DAZN Productions.
Oh, boy. They just
DAZN.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. It is Sunday. This is our Memorial Day weekend podcast for all our listeners out there. And boy, do we got a jam-packed show. I mean, starting from topic number one, Deontay Wilder back in the news. Wilder conspiracies and theories running rampant throughout the internet. We had floppy glove excuses. We had disputes with the towel. We've had snakes in the grass, loaded gloves, and now espionage inside the Wilder camp. This is something that we're going to be discussing, whether or not we're going to try our hardest to separate the facts from the BS. Topic number two, is DAZN going to be around for the long haul? A lot of rumors indicating that DAZN is belly up, seeking a buyout, some sort of help. Is this true, or is this the same rumors that surrounded the PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, when they first came out? How many rumors did we hear of them being bankrupt and not having any more funds to put on fights? Then we will be discussing Mike Tyson, near finished with a deal for his comeback. Now, we heard Evander Holyfield wanted that fight, and he said they're negotiating, but now, all of a sudden, the MMA legend, if I dare call him that, I guess Doomy and Mario got to tell you, but Tito Ortiz throws his name in the hat, says he's even received a call. And we're going to round off with Shakur Stevenson, Newark's own, who's going to be facing Puerto Rico's Felix Caballero, I think, or Caballero, I don't know,
Caraballo.
Caraballo, there you go. On June 9th on the top-ranked card. We got a bunch of other news and notes to talk about, a lot of other headlines, but we know what you're all here for. So let's get on out to some of our co-hosts who are hailing from around the world.
There's only one Deontay Wilder. ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Lynch the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And what do we got here now? We've had Glovegate. Now this is gonna be straight up Watergate. And we got a lot of other things that we're going to go. A lot of interesting things because I guess like if you put yourself in that movie seat, things like this could happen. But one thing that I am excited about is Mike Tyson. And you're right, Nest. Tito Ortiz is a legend in the MMA sport. He is one of the first superstars that the UFC had. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he still owns or has shares in UFC. He was a big part of the beginning of UFC. And there's still a lot of Tito Ortiz fans in there. And, along all the stuff that we talked about, we mentioned what a boxing and MMA guy match would have been like, if that's something would have been interested. But we got much more to go. I don't know if my man Mariowski is ready. But I guess not. So what we'll do is...
I just want to say I saw a fight too.
Stay focused. Stay working my dad.
I saw a fight too.
Boxing voice. Because if he comes to fight, then I'm going to have to look for him.
I saw a fight too.
I think you accurate.
Yes. Shout out to DSG. I don't know about y'all. Nesta mentioned it. It's Memorial Day weekend, and it has hit me. I haven't had a haircut in about 12 weeks, and I've been selling T-shirts online, but there's ideas in my head. I want to get out. I need a new iPad. I need a haircut, and I'm on complete lockdown. So it finally slapped me in my face hard this weekend. This whole quarantine BS. Deontay Wilder, I know what he feels like. I think, somebody betraying him. That shit is nasty. I just want to know. #facts with a question mark. And if the zone is for sale, let's unite, Ness. Let's put the money together and buy it. Ha ha ha.
I'm actually with that, man. But let's keep it in order. We're going to jump out to the Deontay Wilder topic, and let's just read exactly what's being circulated around the internet and go from there. So, breaking news. Team Fury paid one of Deontay Wilder's teammates to spike his water before the fight. That explains why Wilder was so sluggish during his walk to the ring. Wilder initially thought it was his suit because he couldn't understand why he felt the way he did. A doctor allegedly also confirmed that the damage Wilder received in the fight suggests that Fury's gloves were indeed loaded. Wilder has never made an official statement to the press about the suit. The media overheard him talking to his team, about why he felt so sluggish before the fight, and they ran with the story. Since then, Wilder has gotten rid of the snakes inside his camp and is preparing for war. So now there's a lot of people in the chat that say, why are you guys entertaining this? There's no legitimate source. They're chalking it up as just yet another excuse. But I think it's our duty to our listeners to at least inform them of what's being said in the boxing circles, especially here on YouTube. There is a boxing community here on YouTube. You can see them evident in the chat. And if things are circulating amongst YouTube and other boxing forums, etc., Twitter, we need to discuss it. What are the possibilities in this? We discussed the floppy gloves and whether or not anything could have taken place before We had Jack Reese on the show. We've gone down these, I guess, alleys and streets before. But the question is, what do you believe? What do you believe is possible? Is it even possible in the 20th century for Deontay Wilder on this sort of grand stage to have his water spiked? But then there's the faction of fans that say, well, he didn't look like himself. He's fought 41 times and we never seen him look this way. What was wrong with Wilder?
Right.
You know?
What was wrong with Wilder?
But I'll throw this in there. For those that, find it strange. I also find it strange that Tyson Fury's father went from Deontay Wilder's gonna kill my son to all of a sudden, David Haye, I'll bet you whatever you want that Deontay Wilder loses by knockout to my son. Now, where the freak did that happen? Where the whole family thought Wilder was gonna kill him after the first fight, even though it was a draw. The wife, the father, everyone.
The surety came real strong, huh?
All of a sudden, everybody is confident that he's gonna get the knockout. Bob Arum called it. Tyson called it. The father wanted to bet. I don't know, but look, little by little, I'll feed you my conspiracy. Not to say that I agree. I'm just saying, this is running around the internet.
Right.
Can it be true? Should we not talk about it out of fear of what someone may think of you? Everyone's discussing this. Everyone is wondering, why did Deontay Wilder look the way that he looked?
Right. Yeah, I wondered. I was surprised. I was the one saying, and I'm coming at you as a fan. I'm not coming at you as like a reporter who did all the research and spoke to Wilder, spoke to Fury, spoke to doctors, none of that shit. I was on the outside looking in and I was like, whoa, Wilder's going to come back. Whoa, he's going to come back. Whoa, Fury don't have no power. Whoa, Wilder's punch is going to land. Whoa, things are going to change. And then it never went anywhere. It was a lot of woes. You know what I'm saying? It never went anywhere. So now hearing about the drink, and, of course, like Ness mentioned, myself, was one of those fans that were like, that wasn't the Wilder I'm used to seeing. Things are different. So, yeah, I hear about the glove gate. I'm like, possible. Then I hear about a sparring partner say, yo, they rigged his gloves. And he was feeling the density of a packed glove or whatever you call it, loaded glove. Damn, whoa, yeah, possibility. Now a drink, whoa, hell yeah, man. I'm a fan right now, and I'm sharing my thoughts with you like that.
So you saying you can see the possibility in this, is what you're trying to say, or you just saying like, wow, this news is shocking to you?
No, I'm not saying it's shocking. I'm saying that I kind of like agreed and read and fed and went into the whole, like, all these conspiracies that were going towards why Fury looked so great. You know what I mean? I was like, I kind of agree with the glove gate. I kind of believe. And now went into his drink. Like, it's a shady sport at the end of the day, like, believe it or not. So the possibility of something
listen.
There's
people that are saying Wilder fans are delusional, let it go. You need to just give it up, admit it. And I'm not disagreeing with any of that, but I am going to speak of whatever is being spoken of out there in the boxing metaphorical streets, right? So this is what's being talked about. I just want to add this in. Let me bring in Mario real quick and throw him this quick bone. Mario, why should we not take this serious? Isn't that what we know Panama Lewis for? Name one fight that you watched versus Panama Lewis why do you know Panama Lewis? For the bottle, the one I mixed up. But let me go out to my co-host in Corpus Christi, Texas, Mario Munguia.
It's me, Mario.
Mario Munguia with some awful mics this afternoon. Sorry I'm late, fellas. But am I good right now, though? I'm good?
You might as well hook up your iPhone headphones like Doomy did the other day.
Okay, I'll do that. Real quick, I'll just do my intro real quick. This is some Alex Jones type stuff. I'm sorry. Do I think we should take it serious? In what sense of the word? It's too late. Whatever happened or didn't happen, it's too late.
Champ, I don't want to cut you off, but you'll make your point clearer.
I'll come back.
His point will be heard.
Yeah, you sound like you out of space, Mario.
Let me come back to my thought before I get shinobi'd again. Look, my man Enrique said it best, bro. This is a shady sport, and like when millions are at stake, anything can happen. And I'm not saying anybody did anything yet, but we're entertaining the thought of it because obviously it's being spoken of. And maybe Ness has a clip of what Wilder had to say about it.
No, I don't got no clip. But Wilder, as far as I know, according to Blue Blood.
Well, I have one.
Okay,
I could send it to you on the pre-pro. I thought you had it.
Oh shit.
And
that's breaking news, Doomy.
Yeah, and actually it was not even actually too recent. Let me see what. Yeah, it's about a month ago. But I'm gonna send it to you, Ness, right now. Turn to the 41 minute mark, okay?
Look, I'm go ahead, Doomy. Finish
no,
your thought.
No, go ahead, Enrique. Hold it down.
No, because I wanted to say what Ness addressed. Like the fans are like, yo, or the Wilder or the freaking Tyson Fury supporters are like, yo, get over it. I'm trying to get over it, but there's like more news that just keeps coming out, and I'm not used to seeing that Wilder. So if my car doesn't operate a certain way, I'm not gonna get over it and accept it. I'm gonna be like, yo, what the hell went wrong? And I'm going to go address that. So I'm still in that space where I'm scratching my temple saying, damn, is Fury really that good? Yo, he bust his eardrum early and there was no Wilder that we're accustomed to seeing. And he was fighting his ass off, but he was drunk the whole entire fight. Now this drink thing comes up. Like somebody put something in his drink. Come on, man. I can't get over it.
Not just put something. The rumor is they paid someone in the Fury camp. Honestly, some of this sounds far-fetched. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds crazy.
It's far-fetched, but you said Panama Lewis, so right there.
No, you're right. And Margarito. You can't put anything past anyone. You know, and we don't know how long Margarito was doing what he was doing, just like we don't know how long Panama Lewis was doing what he was doing until he got caught. You know what I mean?
Right. And then you saw how Margarito looked when he got caught against Sugar Shane Mosley.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if this thing is something went wrong, Fury's reign ends on the third fight.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing. What if it doesn't, right? How does this look for Wilder and Wilder fans if you've made every excuse in the book and then he still beats you?
Well, then, at that point, that's when we move on.
This is the equalize. I mean, the decision, this is going to be the one that I can't find the word right now, the exact word, but this is the defining moment.
Yeah,
this is going to be it. Yeah, this is going to be it. If Wilder loses again and he looks the same and he's tired and whatever happened in the last 5 shows again, I mean, there is going to be no excuse. But, like, we can't sit here and argue like we didn't see a tired Deontay Wilder. Like, I think we could all agree that Deontay Wilder looked sluggish.
Round one, though, that's the question. What professional athlete round 1 or round 2 is exhausted?
And when you got a champion fighter that's been in 12 rounds and stuff like that, for him to gas out in 3 rounds, I would even give him 3 rounds. Even if he gassed out after the 4, I still, it's like he's gassing out. When this man has been in a 12-round fight, he prepared for a fight that that was a championship fight.
Yeah,
now, did he prepare
but what some
stylistically
people
for it? No.
But what some people are calling a drink, others are saying, well, he was never ready for a 12-round fight because he wasn't in there with a guy the caliber of Fury, and that's evident. Like AJ said, look, when Wilder stepped up, he didn't look as good as he used to look. When he fought Luis Ortiz, look what happened. He had to rematch him, and he still was losing every round till he knocked him out. So that's 2 fights he stepped up, he didn't look good. He fought Fury, look what happened. He got a draw. You know, AJ's trying to say he was outboxed. You know what I mean? Then the second fight happens, and AJ saying, look, every time he steps up. So people are like, yo, why you blaming spiked water, loaded gloves, when the proof is in the pudding? But it looks like we got Coach Mitty in the UK. Let me see if he's, there he goes.
Yo.
Mitty, you hiding from us?
Ness.
Oh, there he goes. So I wanted to have a little balance, you know what I mean? And it's not really balanced, actually, because Mitty does not believe the story whatsoever. But Mitty, you've been hearing a little bit of what we've been saying, and I guess our slight opinion. How did you receive this news, man? And what were you thinking when it came across your desk?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest with you. As soon as I saw it a little bit of BS right there, right? Because it's more than far-fetched, in my opinion. And
why?
You know,
Why? Can we dive into that? Why? Why is it more than far-fetched? Because I just reminded the world of Panama Lewis. You know, he spiked the water bottle.
So first of all, I think that there are like a few things that need to be clarified in that story, right? So who actually spiked the water? Is it someone in Fury camp or is it someone in Wilder camp? Because if it's someone in Fury camp, that's very, very difficult to happen.
No. The rumor is someone was paid from Fury's camp. They paid someone in the Wilder camp. And this is kind of confirmed. We're going to play some audio, but it's kind of confirmed. Remember, Wilder is saying snakes in the grass. Same thing Anthony Joshua said when he lost. He felt like everyone turned his back around on him, and, you know, you start realizing who's your friends. And Wilder came out and said, we cut the grass, we got rid of the snakes in the grass.
I get it. And that's why I'm hoping that, you know, we can have like a little bit of like the TBV insight for the listeners, right? So who could that snake be and who's been cut out of the grass right now?
I'm going to be honest, I might get in trouble for this, but JD's hasn't answered my text since February.
So it's not even my...
Everyone else in the camp... Everyone else in the camp answers me. Breland, Wilder, Coach Cuz, Willie.
Okay.
And even Chris.
But
so things are starting to make sense, right?
Hold up.
Go on, Casual.
Hold up. So JD's doesn't answer your texts.
That's all, but that don't mean nothing.
He's like one of the closest members.
He's the manager. Camp. He's the manager trainer.
No. But
so why would he? What would his interest be to spike water? If that's his investment,
I mean,
wow.
But what if you bet against?
That's what they say.
What if you bet against? What if you put your mother's houses on Fury?
And there is really nasty snake for real.
But then why would you have to go to the Fury camp? Why would you have to go to the Fury camp for that? Why would you have to be somebody in the? Why would you have to get somebody in the Fury camp? Like, that makes no sense. If I'm gonna bet on it, then I'm going to do whatever I want to sabotage you. You and Mitty are going to fight in Border Wars, right? And I want to bet on Mitty. Well, I'm not going to go to Mitty and tell him, yo, I'm going to spike his drink. I'm just going to spike your drink and bet on you. Put this on Fury with absolutely zero evidence at this point, it's
money. There's more money if I call Mitty.
Well, wait a minute. First of all, I don't think anyone's putting it on Fury, even though I know it says Team Fury paid. But let's remember, there are stories already circulating about Team Fury and how they like to pay to get stuff done with the boar meat. So they paid already, allegedly. So another Team Fury paying story just fits right in line.
Yeah, that boar meat, you know.
No, but listen up. Like, so when Ness talks about Jay Diaz, the one thing that is interesting is that when we talk about the the costume, right? The heavy costume that played on his leg, right? The first time I've ever heard anyone mention that is Jay Diaz, and he did that literally right after the fight, and you can just check that on a Boxing Social interview in the locker room or just outside the locker room after the fight, right? So, but still, right? I think it's very far-fetched.
Hey, but Mitty, thank you for helping the theory, because that adds to the story. The story goes that Wilder never said the suit was heavy, that instead it was overheard in a conversation and the media ran with it. So maybe they're talking about that. Maybe Wilder didn't say it and it was JD's. And maybe that's why someone is being labeled a snake. You know what I mean? No, I don't know who. But what I do know is this.
We've got to remember that Wilder actually is quoted in the media, is quoted in his interview for, I believe it's Yahoo. He gave like the interview. And he's talking about the suits. And if that's not true, he can easily sue. These are quotation mark with his exact words saying that the suits played a part into it, right? So
40-pound suit. Yeah. And you could also have to remember that Jay did not stop the fight. Mark Breland did. So if you had money invested,
and remember, Jay Diaz was mad at Mark. So again, I'm not saying Jay Diaz is cut out. I'm just saying that's the only one I can't communicate with. It's up to you to run with your own.
Yeah, but that's you. That's on you. That
exactly.
Saw him and Wilder talking, you know. So they are. I mean, these things are circulating, and if you and I are teammates, and then somebody say, yo, somebody in the camp put some kind of substance in Ness's drink, I'm gonna be like, damn, could it be Doomy? Could it be Mario? You know, and they're gonna be like, could it be Enrique? So I'm just trying to figure out how.
First of all, let's think about what kind of substance gets put into your water and how long does it take to take effect. Like, is it something that was done
not only that
before the locker room?
But what about, you got to also find a substance that's not gonna that's gonna disorient a fighter and not pop up in the post-fight piss test.
Yeah, so it's
hard to believe. No, of course.
That's the whole thing I have. I've seen it in a chat like a few times, and I spoke to a few people that said, "Oh, how about VADA?" But the VADA argument doesn't hold up to me, because it's not because you have a substance in your body that hampers your performance that is automatically on the list, especially if that substance is not there to enhance your performance, right? So they're probably not looking for it. So we don't know anything about that, but again, that's all far-fetched. I'm going to keep going back to that, right? It's all speculation. We need to know the name of the substance. If someone has decided to leak a story, don't leak a half-ass story. Just go for the full details. Who is the snake? Please tell us who's been cut out the grass.
Well,
what's the substance?
That's the saying that you say, like we say out here, when we're going to cut the grass to see the snakes, like the snakes could be, your enemies, the people around you.
But a snake has got to be very close in this instance, right?
We're talking about someone working a corner.
We're talking about someone working a corner to give you water. Like, fighters the way they are. You know that better than most do, me, right? When you're about to fight, after the weigh-in, you don't allow anyone to give you anything except from very close team members, because it's been around in boxing for years, right?
Yeah, but remember that Wilder came out and said that, he didn't know, or he found out that people were jealous. Remember, he said there were snakes in the grass, so evidently there is something there. At the same time,
I'm hearing, and before the fight, before all this, right? We're talking about Wilder as someone who's got a tight-knit group around him, like someone who's got loyalty to his trainers, someone who, wants to stand by his people because their people do good to him, right? You've been there and you see how they work. It's not like it's open access and anyone can come in and do anything, right? So it's people have been working together for years, and they refuse to move on from those people.
Well,
so look, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Open access. It is open access. Depends where we're talking about. Fight night is different from training camp.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you're talking about the way that this is being presented is it's like some quick enacting, because this is a very specific drug. It's not a drug you couldn't have given him so soon that it wears off and so late that he's still feeling the effects after the fight. Like at some point he realized that something was different, right? And so I think that ultimately you have to look at this and you have to take it for what it's worth. I think that right now I'm not going to blame Deontay. He hasn't come out and said anything. You know, he's made a few points like, oh, you know, there were some snakes in the grass. That could literally mean anything. Right. And have zero to do with the fight, you know, in the sense of him losing, but, you know, not in the sense of him being ready or prepared or having that support, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that could mean, but ultimately, look, Aunt Becky from Full House finally, you know, submitted to the test, to all the evidence. They had piles of evidence and she barely finally, you know, decided that she was guilty enough. This is the same kind of thing. Like you're only as guilty as the evidence. And if there's zero evidence, then there's zero guilt.
Mario said evidence.
You guys got to remember.
Hold up. So it's like this, right? You guys said, all right, so there was something in your drink. It didn't show up in post-fight evidence. But then what about, according to Blue Blood, Wilder personally told them that Fury had metal objects in his gloves. So there's like a whole nother angle. So if not the drink, then what about the gloves? You know what I'm saying? Which would not show up in post-fight, but showed up in doctor, like, yo, your eardrum was busted because of, and busted because of.
We're talking about what? Metal objects in the gloves. That's
like leg weights. I don't know about all that.
That is incompetence from like the referee, from the authority.
The commission.
We're not talking about a flappy gloves here. You're talking about metal, man. Come on.
Unless he put sand in the glove.
I'm reading directly from a pre-pro meeting text.
Yes, but that's
not something I'm making up.
Casual. I'm not saying you making it up. Yeah. I'm saying that the hardcore, the people that are interested in making up excuses for Wilder. Wilder has been quiet. He hasn't come in and made excuses. Well, actually, he did make some excuses, like through some quotes that we've seen. But there are people that are working hard to justify that loss and coming up with things that makes no sense to us. And I'm talking here for the people that are asleep right now from across the pond, right? So people who can talk and defend this, right? Imagine Anthony Joshua coming up with all this nonsense after his loss to Ruiz, right? What would you guys have been saying? Like, what would have been the title of the show today?
Well, listen, AJ, you know what I mean? AJ has a similar. Point. AJ has a similar excuse. He said the same thing, that once he suffered his loss, he realized how many people were jealous of him. He had to cut some people out of his team as well. And he still says that there is a reason he fought and looked the way that he looked, but he won't tell us yet. But don't act like he has
no rumors about whether those people have affected his ability to fight and the reason why he lost. It's different to say that, I wasn't living right. I had to come back and be my best self, and that meant cutting the excess weight.
He didn't say any of that.
Between saying
he didn't say any of that. He didn't say any of that.
This one person caused me to lose and not be my best self on fight night. There's a difference between those
Mario,
two things.
There could be a difference, but what you just said isn't AJ's quote. So to come on here and phrase it like he said that, just because he lost weight, that's not what he said. He has a YouTube channel. He has a YouTube channel where he put out all the information, and he told us very clear that, yes, there's a reason why he lost, and he won't share it with us yet. It's all over the internet.
I'll tell you what. There was a hint. There was a hint in that PBC interview with Wilder where he said that.
I got it queued up if you're ready, brother. Whenever you're ready, I'll press play for you. I don't know where you want me to play it to and stop. I know you gave me the timestamp. I mean, I guess we'll stop it around the way.
Yeah, I mean, hear it from the horse's mouth, right? Go ahead.
You can have a lot of great people around you, but, certain jealousy of people you just can't control. You get to a certain level and you think people are happy with you, but everybody wants certain things. Everybody wants what you have, but they don't want to work as hard as you or sacrifice.
So I know there's more. We're going to play 15-second increments so that the PBC doesn't get mad at us. But, I mean, right there, it's evident that he's telling you someone is jealous and someone has been cut out of his life.
I remember that. I remember that interview, and I'm saying the same thing.
April 16th, it dropped on PBC.
Yeah, certain people, they not happy with you. You know what I mean? And I remember that, and I was like, ooh, who could that be? And I didn't think of Mark Breland or Jay Diaz. I thought it was somebody like below them.
I mean, if the clue that I was gonna just say before you played it was the hint that they don't want to work as hard as you. For some reason, that just points me to a fighter. So I don't know if that's just me though, right? That's just my own mind. But you could continue playing some of that, and that's if you'd like.
I'm going.
Price as much as you. So people get envy of the things that they can't have, and it's one of the things I had to weed out and had to change up some certain things, but it's gonna be good, man. I can't
weed out, change out some certain things, Mitty. Again,
that doesn't really necessarily refer to people, though.
Emphasis on something being wrong and something being eliminated.
But somebody.
He said somebody. He said somebody.
He said. He did say somebody, but at the end he said weeding out a few things. Like
because it's not just he's not just saying it's one person.
He don't want to fully disclose. He's tiptoeing around on what he wants to release.
No, but listen, all these I understand, right? And it's normal to have to make changes when you come to the level of like Wilder, the level of fame, the level of success, especially when it comes like as easy as it has. You're gonna have like a group of people around you, and even like people that are close to you, and sometimes like the dynamics will slightly become different, right? You'll have difference of opinion, you'll have different things, and he needs to make some changes, especially when you suffer a loss. I believe he's talking about someone. Someone has been removed from that camp. We need to know who that someone is. I can believe that it could be JDS, but once again, it doesn't actually.
I mean, it could be
that
it could be Mark Breland
with the fight, though.
It could be Mark Breland, because look right here, I got a quote.
That's obvious.
I got a quote from Yahoo where he says.
Yeah, that's what he spoke to.
It says, Wilder also said he is upset with assistant trainer Mark Breland for throwing in the towel to stop the fight and suggested that Breland will no longer be part of the team on fight night. He said he was displeased with the work of referee Kenny Bellis, who took a point from Fury in the 5th round. So,
Come on, he's displeased with anyone.
Wait.
What can he do about a referee?
But did he come back later and say that he
No. He didn't say he was mad at Kenny Bellis for that. That's the author. That's Kevin Iole.
All right. Okay.
He's just letting you know that he was mad at Kenny Bellis, and Kenny Bellis took a point from Fury. But, oh snap! Scat Rams, good guess. Wow. Doomy said it sounds like a fighter, because he said, it suggests someone doesn't want to work as hard as me, so it sounds like a fighter. And Scat Rant says Malik Scott. That is a fighter that is in the camp. But I have seen them. But what is good
to do?
I have seen them still being cool. No, because Doomy suggested that it sounds like Wilder's detailing a fighter.
I get it. But in the topic that we're discussing here, like,
what has it got
to do with that theory that we're talking about?
Okay, because again, I'm not pointing the finger. I'm just trying to piece it together like a puzzle. But again, if the rumor is true, find truth in it. If Team Fury paid someone in Team Wilder, who is it? And if Doomy assumes that who Wilder is alluding to as the snake is a fighter based off not wanting to work as hard as me. And then we think what fighters are in your circle? Well, Malik Scott is a fighter. Marcellus Wilder is a fighter. Dion Equalizer is a fighter. The people that are around you, right? So that's all we're doing, singling out.
Damn. It won't be his own brother. I don't think so. I do.
I'm not saying that either. I'm pointing out.
Going back to him saying we cut the grass and we found the snake and we cut him off. I'm definitely saying that the change is a person, a staff member in the camp.
Yeah,
so
we know that.
I don't know, but
we know that because we know that Wilder's been in contact with George Foreman. You know what I mean? But let me really quick go to some super chats before we continue, because obviously they're on topic, so we could address them as a whole. We got the first one is coming from Carlito in the UK. He says, isn't the water sealed and provided by the commission? So now, according to Tony Harrison, yes, the water is sealed. But remember, Tony Harrison also found an issue with the California Commission and the water. He had an issue with the fact that Charlo had a Gatorade bottle and his team had sealed water bottles. So him saying that they had a Gatorade bottle indicated that, you know, he wasn't witness to see was the sealed water bottle transferred into the Gatorade bottle. So, you know, I mean, look, all I know is that we've seen it before. Harrison just came out with the same kind of accusation. But anybody got anything on that one from Carlito? If not, I got another one.
Yeah, did the water come from Flint, Michigan or something like that? That's why you got infected water, right?
Yeah.
Terrible.
No, I think they're doing better, man. I don't know, man.
Specifically on the super chat, champ, because I got a bunch more to talk about.
Yeah. Keep going, because this is gonna stretch out.
Brandon Moore in Cincinnati says, laughing my butt off, Ness. Make sure. No, he says, laughing my butt off. Ness he's put a post. Ness making sure he get an invite back to Alabama. Man, get out of here. Listen, what you want me not to talk about the rumor? Come on, man. You got blue blood out here literally saying Wilder told him certain things. So, you know, you gotta talk. I gotta say something. I gotta say something. But anyway, another one from Pterodactyl. Fury took Wilder's best punch and got up. Stop it, Ness. Of course the dad is confident, especially how Wilder is a terrible boxer and has one punch which Fury survived and he trained with Sugar Hill. Laugh out loud. But that's the thing. His father said that after Fury survived. So when did it change? During training camp? Or did it change when he hired Sugar Hill? Because the way you're writing isn't the way that it happened. He got dropped twice, and the entire family was fearful for his life. They didn't want him to go into the next fight. Then he signed with Top Rank, and everything changed. So chill, Bill. Alexander Wilson. If Wilder's drink was Spike, wouldn't a drug show up in the post-fight drug test with VADA and the state? Also, they took Fury's glove off in the ring. And this is what I said to Mitty and everybody here. I was like, you know, we gotta, that's gotta be a very sophisticated drug that it only affects you on the night of for 46 minutes because you gotta take a piss test.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's right out of a conspiracy book. You know, you got a drug that takes effect at in a 72-hour period, all that stuff. But it's not out of this world either, because when you're dealing with millions of dollars, I would assume that like you could pay somebody to point you all these directions to make something like this happen. But how real is it? How real is it? You know.
I mean, the drug has got to be in your body. That's true. But also they have to be looking for that drug, right? So if it's not a drug they're looking for, if it's something that just like gives you a light headache or whatever, and it's not like something that makes you pop, then it's not going to show up on VADA, right? So,
man, Mitty giving more truth to the rumor.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, right?
So,
that's like be balanced. And
but no, he's also saying that there could be a drug.
But here's my point. Whoa. If that's the case,
turn your mic down, bro. It sounds like you got like the old school radio. No, you can't turn it down. No way, how?
I'm doing it right now. Listen, my bad. These settings are crazy on this mic. But look, my whole point is, if that was the case, if Deontay was like, yo, I think that I feel a certain way after the fight, and you went to the doctor, like, wouldn't you have had them test for it? Like, that's the kind of evidence I want. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, but you guys want evidence when Deontay Wilder has not come out and said anything.
It's not about evidence. We want to have like a bit more facts, right? So when you hear that Dillian White popped for a drug or something like that, everyone is now an expert on chemicals, and they come up like talking about those names with all the X's and Z in them we can't even pronounce. But here, we're just like talking. Oh, there's something that just made his leg weak. What was it? Please talk to us so that we can.
You know what's crazy?
Because
though?
this is still in the rumor
We're saying
mill.
evidence. Hold up, Ness. Let me go. They're saying evidence, but there's also a lot of suspicion. You know what I'm saying? Because we saw the camera. Remember, they blocked the camera in the locker room.
That's right.
And then
who blocked the camera?
Team Fury.
All of a sudden,
Team Fury. You didn't see it? Well, you guys.
But there were a lot.
Mitty, probably you being in the UK had a different feed from us. Our feed.
No, I've seen all that. Actually, I thought that you were talking about the wild camera room, right? Because I seen him. I didn't see no block camera in Wilder's room. I saw him like kissing.
Fury's room.
So what you got to say about that?
I hear it, right? But what I've got to say is like the person who took the drug is Wilder. So the camera was on in his room. So what are we talking about? Block camera. We're not saying that.
We're saying
hey, one at a time, fellas. We got to go one at a time.
Yeah, okay? But Mitty, you making it sound like he drunk the spiked drink in the locker room. We don't know where. But if the rumor is spiked water, I'm assuming it's round by round, not in the locker room.
Let's use hand raises. Enrique, go.
Yeah, no, I'm saying there's suspicion, period, on this whole fight, from the camera to a different Wilder and then now the water, So, I mean, how does he get the spiked water? He doesn't drink it in front of his camera in the green room and hide it. It's like the whole suspicion comes like first round, second round of Fury. I mean, a Deontay Wilder we're not accustomed to seeing. So that's what I'm saying.
Let me just get to these super chats real quick.
And then Mitch's up next.
We went to the one by Alexander Wilson. We got Boston Jared that says, I love how y'all will entertain all these Wilder conspiracy theories, but dismiss Kovalev taking a dive against Cinnabons Alvarez as ridiculous. I mean, I think that I ask every single fighter, promoter that we interview, do they believe that Kovalev took a dive? And, I try to seek some sort of something for you guys in that when I interview people. But I don't believe he took a dive. We got Pound for Pound Boxing Channel that sends a salute. Well, thank you, champ. All right, so back to Mitty.
No, I think I was going back at Enrique, right? So Enrique was saying that there's a lot of doubt about that fight. But really, there's a lot of unfounded doubt. And, what we're saying is like people are just like trying to throw shade to discredit a performance, to discredit like something that a guy from the other side of the pond or maybe someone that they're not writing for has done to their champions. And none of those doubts are really founded. We can have doubts about any fight. I can come up and make any type of stories. But it's like, it doesn't mean that we have to ride with it, We have to ride with it when it makes sense, when it's when you're coming with hard evidence or with at least something that's plausible. But the fact that there's too many stories around, too many far-fetched stories around is worrying. And every camp has any issues, right? So every single fighter have people that may not be looking for their best interest in the camp. Family members who want money. Family members who are jealous. Whatever, right? So let's discredit that. That is a problem that they have to deal on their own with their camp. But just saying that the opposition cheated, that's the problem. And we need to stop that. We need to move on from that because it's making your champion look bad. Really bad, especially someone who was just taking moral high ground about saying, I'm a king, I'm doing that, I'm a man of honor, and all those things. I speak with one tongue. And are you coming up with like all kind of different stories? Like you're just making yourself look
bad. You're putting these excuses on him. Wilder hasn't come out and said anything.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the biggest issue. This is why I wanted to talk about it because it's the biggest issue that he's receiving. It's like, whatever excuse the internet makes, Wilder said it. Now Wilder's saying this. Like, I scheduled the show and I can see the comments. It's like, first it was the suit, now it's the water, and it's like, bro, what has Wilder said? What has Wilder said? Like, people are throwing stones at him, and he hasn't said anything. But those are my final thoughts on that one. We can move to DAZN after everyone's final thoughts on the Wilder.
Yeah, my final thought on that was after Mitty spoke, it's like, yeah, you're right. That's for the fans. What you just said, you addressed it, fans like myself. I came into the show today as like a fan reading into this information, but damn, when does Wilder break his silence? And that's where I stand right now, waiting for that silence to be broken during COVID-19.
I mean, look, my last thought on this topic is pretty much, I'll say it like this. Tyson Fury doesn't have a clean track record. I think that's one of the reasons why we've entertained Glovegate and the rest of this stuff. It's not out of this world, and it's kind of confusing when you have a lot of opinions mixed with some truths, because then you don't know where to draw the line. But when you hear it from the horse's mouth is when you get the truth. We got some sound bites from what Wilder felt in his own mind, and we're just going to move on from this in an orderly fashion, because the truth is going to be told when they meet up, and we'll see if he's really going to be, worn out and all that stuff. So, the truth will come forward pretty soon. But again, why have we been entertaining this? Well, Fury hasn't been the cleanest of track records in the sport. I'll leave it at that.
I'll end it by saying that I don't want to take anything away from Fury if we don't have to. If something did go on in the Wilder camp, then that's got to be substantiated, in my opinion. All these are rumors. I think there's a reason why Wilder hasn't spoke on this, because he knows that whether it's true or not, if he can't prove it to a certain degree, then it just looks bad. And I went and looked at those stories about AJ and him saying that there's a reason I lost. He came out in December. He said it was a health issue. You know what I mean? And everybody praised AJ for not making excuses like right away, and he went out of his way to say, I'm not going to make excuses because this, and this. On the other hand, Wilder came out and said, Fury is not a champion. He didn't beat me. He didn't beat the real Wilder. I mean, I just don't know, what he gains from saying that, other than his rabid group of followers that are going to, feed off of that. It doesn't accomplish anything. And heading into the third fight, it's not something that I want to be talking about. I just rather talk about how good they are.
Damn. My final thoughts are just like, Mario, you might as well be from the UK, man. You spoke like a true guy from London, man. So, the sooner Wilder comes and speaks, the better it would be, right? So, and we want our champions to come and clear a few things up. They are a role model for us, but they also have like some obligation in victory as well as in defeat. So he needs to come out and speak. We've given him like a lot of time to recover morally from the defeat. Obviously, he has to deal with a few things on his side. But now is the time to stop all this nonsense and all those speculation and come so we can hear it from his mouth and to be clear about everything, right? So that's what you would have expected from any other fighters. So I think we have to hold him to the same standard. So that's pretty much it.
Super chat from AJRX. He says, Wilder spoke. Listen to his post-fight in the ring. We're going to switch to DAZN. Dude, I'm totally pissed off. The Financial Times article, I guess everybody is big on this story, right? So the story goes is DAZN going to be around for the long haul because reports of the streaming company needing a cash infusion have surfaced. And I can't even get back into the Financial Times article. I guess that story was so hot they charging for it now, little jerks. Real quick super chat from Andre Diakonu, pound for pound supporter, that says, let's fly Ness to the lake in Alabama for that exclusive. Yo, I actually got the invite already, B. But yeah, we don't know when that's gonna happen. But yeah, man. So this DAZN thing, I can't even get.
So let me help you out.
Good. You're linked to Financial Times because I don't pay for them.
So DAZN is, and I'm getting this from the LA business report, not the other one that you sent us earlier, but it's the same story because the other one was login. But DAZN's already come out and furloughed live event staff, and they're planning to withhold rights payments to leagues that are shut down, like baseball and certain soccer leagues that they show. So they've already made certain waves in terms of managing their money. But what the Financial Times report suggests is that DAZN's leadership is exploring even more drastic options in an effort to stay afloat, up to and including being willing to put the whole business up for sale. What they're looking for is a cash infusion. And so DAZN has been looking for outside investments from places like Liberty Global. But with the pandemic shutdown, it's really hard to find a partner, and no partners seem willing to, pump any more money into DAZN. So they are looking for a cash infusion. So those are the reports. Ness got his hand up, as I see.
Yo, listen, I could totally be the peeve Mims of the world, but I won't, right? Because I could totally be like, oh, DAZN, no, they're failing. No, that's not what I want. The same way I wanted PBC to win, I want DAZN to win. So that being said, since they're looking for a partner, please let Al link up with them. We need an app. Like, PBC's app sucks because it's you either gotta watch whatever you could on Fox on their app, and then that's it, because they also do stuff on Showtime. So it would just be good if PBC, if they were to link with DAZN, cataloged their on-demand fights, at least with DAZN, where you could go get them, even though DAZN's been pretty shady too with their fights, man.
Yeah. And I want to add to that real quick. I'll say that they could still even do pay-per-view if that's a problem for PBC. They, just like ESPN Plus does pay-per-view, for big UFC fights and for certain top-rank events. DAZN could still do pay-per-views if PBC really wanted to do it. So that's absolutely something can work. And I just want to put this in y'all's head. There are businesses all the time that are doing well, doing bad, whatever, in the black, that look for cash infusion. So this isn't necessarily a sign of a sinking ship.
I found that same article Mario read at the same time, and there was a tweet attached to the one I found from, I don't know if you guys know this guy named Murad Ahmed, and his tweet was like, I'm told their outlay is $1 billion a year. Choices are: current owner shows appetite to continue pumping in more money, new investors provide new cash, or suddenly get millions of subscribers and turn a profit. None of those things happening right now. So that's what's going on.
This cash infusion, is it strictly for like the boxing program at DAZN, or just the company as an entirety?
It's for the company as a whole.
Yeah.
How does that
let Mitty in, because remember he does a lot of the translation for Matchroom, so who knows what he might have heard.
No, I mean I don't have like any like inside knowledge or anything, right? But the reality of it is that I like to look into business models and how a company operates, right? And during this COVID crisis, there are a lot of businesses that will be in trouble because they are not cash rich. It doesn't mean that those businesses aren't doing well. They have loads of assets, they have loads of like business models that are interesting, but they don't have the ability to turn those assets into cash very quickly. And that seems to be the problem that DAZN is having right now. They need to have like a cash injection because all the assets are future assets, like based on events, based on getting money from like those other leagues. And you've got to remember that the boxing side of things is only like a very small portion of what DAZN do. The bread and butter of DAZN is what you guys call soccer, right? Their biggest bread earner is the Bundesliga league in Germany for football, and then the Italian Serie A. Those leagues aren't operating. Actually, well, the German league is now starting again, but they're not getting the same money that they used to get. And that's going to be a problem for the foreseeable future. So those companies that do not have the cash right now either needs to have big backers that come pretty quickly, or I think that's going to be very difficult for them to stay afloat and keep operating. And that's sad because DAZN is a great model. I think, like Ness was saying,
yeah, it's
like,
a great
we need
model.
an app.
Listen, if we lose the zone, we're for sure only back to pay-per-view. And like, yes, we still have pay-per-view, but like, at least every now and then the zone gives you Canelo, Jacobs, and whatever else they gave you, Hooker, Ramirez, you know, like, man, bro, like, I don't understand the people that root for the failure of these entities, you know? And that's why I say that it must be different for me because that's the only sport. This is the only sport that I follow. So, you know, I wanted to do good on all points, man. I wish they were all under one roof. I mean, honestly speaking, it looks like it looks like it would be Fox. You know, who did we have on the other day? Mario, you're frozen up, bro. Who did we have on the other day that was telling us that Fox, you know, is a little bit bigger than ESPN in terms of homes and stuff that they're in and exposure.
Listen,
go ahead.
Under one roof seems like a great model and all that, but I can tell you that it would lead to like crazy behavior from Fox. You won't have a choice to go anywhere else. So after a while, they'll start realizing.
Well, I don't think it's
everything
sustainable
happens there,
because of dates, though, Mitty. I don't think it'll ever be sustainable because of dates. That's why I think that the unlimited broadband access of an app is where the solution is.
That's where the future is, like for everything. And DAZN saw that for sports, right? They said like, hey, there's Netflix and all those apps for movies and stuff like that, and how we consume content on the go. We consume content like whenever we want. So it's not about like the TV model from back in the days. So they understood that, and that's what they're trying to drive us towards. But you know, that's crazy situation that we're in right now. It seems like it's gonna sink them if they don't get like that cash injection that they need, and that's really sad because you know,
it would never be.
Does it have to do with any of that money they were just spilling
of course,
everywhere?
To
you know,
they
came out strong. You know,
they came out because they had to. You had to go and say, hey, let me
really
invest
aggressive
in the two biggest names so that I can get my subscribers.
Right now, they
so
waiting
I
for
can
that
just
return.
penetrate a market. If that worked well, listen, boxing was never the end game for them, right? Boxing is just let me get in the biggest markets in the world, aside from China, right? Like let me come in like in America, where I'm gonna open the door with boxing. But if it's successful, what they're already after is NBA, is NFL. Trust me, that's where the money is for them, right?
Yeah.
Over time, if they manage to change the behavior of people and get them to believe in the app, in the model through boxing and the other sports, the end game was always going to be trying to get all the other sports that will generate even more.
The NBA's TV deal just shrunk, but damn, rewind. My thought was lost. But what I'm trying to say is, the zone. Oh, the one umbrella, like everybody being on the same roof. It can't, because it's not like the NBA where it's like one entity. Like everybody's their own entity. Like boxers are their own promotions and networks are their own network, and it just can't happen that way.
Nah, but it could, because you could be whatever entity you want. If there's only one network in the boxing business, there's only one network.
Right.
Everything happens on that platform.
Well, we have Showtime right now. We have Fox right now.
But
we
that's
have DAZN,
and that's why we talk about the buyout, right? Like think about it. We only have Showtime because Al funnels fighters through there.
Right.
I could see Al going to DAZN hypothetically and still see a Cameron Duncan take guys like Jaron Ennis. What's the new Asian kid? Brandon Lee. Who else he got? He got a couple of new up and coming stars that need television time. So, but those networks would die out. Believe me, if everyone was on ESPN or on Fox or DAZN, whatever entity, whoever's out there still trying to do business would die out. Like you can't
but
compete.
the business is like, I bring my fighter here for this amount of money, and then the network is probably like, oh, okay, but he made this amount of. It's all negotiation, so it might be less somewhere else.
Yeah, but it's like I was saying, we was talking to a person we interviewed this week where he specifically said, fighting on Fox, sometimes fighters are even willing to take less because of the exposure.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that just opens you up to endorsements, opens you up to so many different things. So it's like, yeah, you could go get paid more on Showtime this year, but you don't know if they're going to be in business next year because everybody's over here. And who's going to watch you? Charlo did $284,000 on this. So what you going to do? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
And then, then Mario, let me just finish this thought. I'm sorry. Then there's the, all right, so who are you? Then there's like, yo, you lose. Boxing fans are fickle. They don't pay attention to you because your record. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so risky to say under one roof, and I think that's the problem.
I think boxing fans have that problem because boxing isn't consistent. If a fighter lost and he was right back a month later, we wouldn't have that problem because I don't got a problem with Gabe Rosado, and I picked Orlando Salido to beat Lomachenko. Together, those dudes got 20 losses. So I don't got a problem, but you got to keep them consistent. Because
look, at the end,
I love Diego Chavez as a loser. He never won a fight, but he was a good loser.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, you know, PBC needs PBC has a lot of fighters. And DAZN has a lot of space to fill. It's the perfect marriage in a lot of ways, and it's probably the one that should have been secured in the first place. Ultimately, I don't know if PBC is ready to walk away from the model they have because just like Leon Margolis said, you can't beat Fox. That's where the NFL is. That's where college football is. That's where the WWE is. That is in more homes than anyone, then DAZN has times probably times 10, if not more. Well, so ultimately, I don't know if they're ready to.
Model? Like, what's the model for the people that are like, oh, the PBC model? Because I'm
Enrique,
right
let
now.
him finish his
fights on free TV where you only need bunny ears to watch a Fox fight. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a cable provider. You could plug in some bunny ears and watch a Fox card. You can't do that with DAZN. You can't do that with ESPN. You can't do that with any other platform. And yes, do they still hold pay-per-views? Sure they do. But ultimately, they're still giving, you know, free fights free in the purest sense of the word.
Yeah, man. Look, I'm rooting for DAZN. Honestly, I'm rooting for DAZN. I got a lot of friends that work with DAZN. Shout out to Ak and Barack. I was friends with them before DAZN, and I'm gonna be friends with them after. There's a lot of fighters that were given opportunities. I know Ammo Williams because of DAZN. I could think of dozens of fighters, man. Like DAZN did no different than what PBC did. And this particular story is no different than PBC's rumors back then. So I'm taking it with a grain of salt. I know Financial Times is a bigger article. Go for it.
Hold on, what about collateral damage, right? What does it actually mean to Matchroom USA, right? So imagine DAZN goes down and you know how those two names are tied, right? So aside from what it means for boxing overall and the TV deals and everything, more specifically, what does it mean for Matchroom USA? I just thought about it now.
I think for Matchroom,
how are they going to suffer from that, right? So
I think
they're just going to go somewhere else, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Matchroom is going to go somewhere else. DAZN has a stock in them. DAZN bought stock in them, but no, because they could go to Showtime.
Yeah, how do you push that door, right? Doors that maybe we're not shut, right? But gaps that are filled somewhere else. PBC probably has those relationships with the other broadcasters.
But you got to be innovative. And Eddie, man, I would love to see Eddie in that position, and not for the reasons that people think. More because I know that he is skillful enough.
He's going to come up with the answer.
Yes, I think Eddie, if he loses DAZN, he'll open HBO back up. He'll open HBO. He could promise them. He has a lot of fighters at the end of the day. He could promise any network a lot.
Yeah, you got to think of Eddie Hearn like a super producer who will bring product. So HBO would definitely open back up. So I don't see Matchroom falling under. I see Matchroom moving on.
They won't fall, and they probably will have to move on anyway, right? So, but the problem is, I believe personally, he's invested, like financially invested in in the zone, right? I think that means a financial loss for him. I believe he's got some kind of shareholder kind of model, and we don't know how they finance that deal and what it means for the cash flows of Matchroom either, right? On the USA side, so that would be interesting. I'd love to hear him talk to us about that if that ever materialized, right? But I don't want to see that, right?
Listen, if people don't remember, if people don't remember, the HBO and Showtime days, even though there was a lot of complaints, there were multiple promoters underneath both those banners. And ESPN didn't just have, when they were doing Friday Night Fights, one promoter. What's happened is that not only are there separate promotions that we have to deal with now, but each promotion is tied to a network. And that's what's separating the sport more than ever. It used to be, can these two promoters work together? Now, it's like Aaron and Al are getting along great, but the issue is ESPN and PBC, Fox, PBC, Showtime. So, ultimately something's got to give, and DAZN being in a situation where, they're in a streaming site, they could use an infusion from somebody, talent-wise.
Listen, I don't know how long HBO been around, and I think Bob Arum and Don King has been around way longer than HBO. So, and they're boxing promoters. I just did a quick Google search. It says 1954 to present. That's how long Don King has been active. So that's the guy that brought us Thriller in Manila. So boxing.
That's the thing. He's a survivor, right? Like, I heard someone said something about Don King one day, right? He said, if an atomic bomb was to blow up like in America right now, the only two type of people that will survive, like rats and Don King. That's because he's a guy who just he'll survive.
Yeah, but don't you think Matchroom and Eddie Hearn have that level of intelligence to?
No, they do. I agree with you. Hell yeah. I agree. I agree.
Matchroom will survive.
They'll take a hit, right?
Matchroom will survive. They got a lot of talent, not only in the ring, but they have a lot of innovative people around them.
Boardroom and all that.
Yeah, man. I mean, just the backyard idea, I would love to see it take off. I know right now it's just pictures, but I would love to see Dillian White fight in that backyard.
That would be dope.
That being said, let's move on to Mike Tyson, still in the news. As old as he is, brother, we love him without a doubt. Mike Tyson near finished with a deal for his comeback. He hints at a big name. How about Tito Ortiz, who's in the media saying that he's also received phone calls for this fight? Is this the opponent that the public is going to want for Mike Tyson's charity comeback? We discussed now already Shannon Briggs, Evander Holyfield, Tyson 3. Is Tito Ortiz the guy that maybe Tyson should go into first? I'm going to go ahead and say, hell yeah. Beat the heck out this MMA bum and make everybody mad and all us boxing fans happy. And then you segue into something more boxing-like. But it's going to be harder for a guy like Tito to put hands on Mike Tyson, where a guy like Shannon, who's got a couple years youth on Tyson, probably could put hands on Tyson. But yeah. Tito, no. Then you'll get the whole MMA versus boxing fandom.
Right.
Let's do it.
Immediately, I went into MMA versus boxing. I was like, Tito Ortiz, who is that? I never heard of that dude. I'd rather see Shannon Briggs. But you're right. Put your hands on him and then come back. I mean, but that's like if it was a young Mike Tyson. We're talking about old charity, 53-year-old. I'm
so
a
what
killer
you're saying,
still.
He can only do one charity event?
I don't know. He's still a killer to me. But I prefer to see a competitive fight with Shannon Briggs. Let's give Shannon the opportunity.
Man. Last time Shannon was going to fight, he tested positive, man. He got to fight somebody else before he get in there with Mike.
That is true.
That's the thing, though. Just like you, Ness, and probably you, Casual, I don't know much about MMA, but I have seen that Tito Ortiz guy, and I've seen him against another old MMA guy. I can't remember his name, but I was like
Chuck Liddell.
Where they both maybe, but they both
I think it's
looked
Chuck
punch
Liddell.
drunk. They
gotta
both
be
looked-
Chuck Liddell.
They both looked punch drunk. They both looked old. And I think that would be good for Mike Tyson because I don't think that guy has the skill to touch Mike Tyson, but he also has all the visual and all the optics that will look good for Mike because he looks like jacked as hell. He looks big and, he's also punch drunk. So, Mike will just get a good win against that guy, I think, right? So that's what I want to see. I don't want to see the Shannon Briggs one.
Yeah, listen, ultimately, I think that Tito Ortiz is punch drunk. You're right. I think he's punch drunk. And not only that, Tyson, if y'all don't know, was on the AEW pay-per-view this weekend, wrestling. Dude, he took his shirt off, and he looked jacked, bro. Jacked. And, obviously that doesn't mean that you could take a punch or throw a punch, but I don't know, bro. I think Mike would tear through Tito. And now there's some quotes real quick I'll read before Doomy goes. I'll say, so this was Tito Ortiz talking to TMZ Sports. He said, I was watching Mike Tyson hit the pads in one of my old trainer, Rafael Cordero, and Tyson looked like the old Tyson. Fast and speed and powerful. I was like, wow, Tyson's going to make a comeback. All of a sudden, 2 days later, I get a phone call and someone started asking me, what do you think about fighting Mike Tyson? I was like, really? This is the opportunity of my life. I'm in. He went on to say, I'm not sure if it's going to be MMA or boxing yet. I haven't even got that far. I think that we both have to be cleared by the athletic commissions. But either or, I've been boxing for 20 years and my boxing skills have gotten better and better. So, yeah.
Real quick, we got a super chat from Ohio Runs Boxing that says, Ness said Diego was one of the greatest losers of all time to watch. 4 laughing out loud emojis. But I completely understand your point, Ness, and I agree. Yeah, man, sometimes some of these guys lose good. Like, I would rather the promoter allow me to pick the opponent. Like, if he says, no, Ness, we need Shakur to win. And it's like, all right, well, I think Shakur still beats XYZ rather than you put him in there with, how do you pronounce his name? Caraballo? Caraballo. Damn, why can't I get that? Caraballo. Yeah, I mean, right now, Caraballo got me fiending. I'm saying my prayer. What Hulk Hogan used to say, I'm saying my prayers at night for Mariaga now. Not even Warrington. That's where my expectations have dropped. And that's what I'm saying about, a good loser. If you give me a Diego Chavez type of guy that he ain't going to win, but he's going to give you a fight. He's going to give you a fight. That's what I'm looking for, man.
Real quick on the super chat, Mr. CYP, if Vlad can fight Fury on steroids and Mike can fight Briggs, Ness, keep your same energy. If he pops, he pops.
If Vlad can fight who?
Fury on steroids. Then Mike can fight Briggs.
Yeah, I mean, but Fury wasn't, he was active like Briggs was inactive for like 4 years, and then he was scheduled to fight Oquendo and then popped. And now he's been inactive for like another 4 years probably. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I guess, and I'm from the tri-state. I don't know how Briggs went over me. Like, I see people get very mad when I don't give Briggs the same type of love that they give. Like, I'm not interested in him getting a shot. Like, I haven't seen him in a significant fight since the 80s.
The biggest fight I saw Briggs do was with Badu Jack on the KSI Port Logan's undercard. He
crazy.
Pushed Badu Jack, man. Like, man, you don't know me.
Wasn't he on the Mickey Rourke undercard?
Yeah. Was he?
I thought
Mickey Rourke
undercard.
Nah,
he said the Mickey Rourke undercard.
Yo, he's a huge fight. He's a huge fight fan. Damn, I just lost my. I always get Shinobi somehow. Cheers.
Shannon Briggs is. Let me go to his box rec, yo. Shout out to CYP, yo. He love him some Shannon Briggs, I guess.
No, yeah. Last time that I ever heard
1971.
Somebody that mattered was Takum.
Bruh.
And
so he's 49? He's 49?
Yeah, he's older already.
Bruh. And his last time he fought, like I said, 4 years ago. And he tested positive.
Was a champ in the 90s,
and he tested positive. So look, I was wrong about the 4 years and 4 years. It was 1 year off, right? Tested positive, then 4 years off. You know what I mean? So it's just like, dog, like he got to get a real fight before you put him in there with Mike, because he might go in there hot with Mike, man. I'm just trying to be, courteous to Mike. Mike is a legend. You know what I'm saying? You want
Mike did look in shape though in that wrestling show.
Mike should fight Diaz. I think that'll be a competitive fight. I think that's when you be like, let's see what Mike have.
You don't like the Ortiz fight, Amir?
I mean Ortiz. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, damn, you want him to fight Diaz? Nate Diaz?
Nate out of weight.
Ortiz.
So let's move on to the North Star, man. Let's move on to the North Star. Shakur Stevenson to face Puerto Rico's own Felix No, don't say nothing. Caraballo. There you go. Caraballo. Sound like a merengue and shit. June 9th, dog. That's right around the corner, man. Boxing's back, baby. Let me see.
I'm like 2 weeks. So Shakur should have been sparring, that means.
No, he is sparring. He's in camp right now in Houston. June 9th.
Getting that Texas heat.
Oh, snap, guys. June 9th is a Tuesday.
Damn, film study?
Can you imagine that, snap?
Uh-oh.
June 9th is a Tuesday, fellas. And they also Mexico got a Navarrete June 6th card, which is Saturday. Damn, they trying to bombard us.
That's it. We getting hit with everything.
Pew pew. Yo, what's that TikTok that everybody got on IG? Because I don't be on TikTok, but they got that soundbite. It be like pew pew.
It's a chopper.
Yeah. I seen Alonzo Big Bo Butler do that.
Yo, June 9 is only 16 days away.
Yeah, that's around the corner. But June 6 is closer.
Like 2 weeks and 2 days.
But June 6 is closer. Navarrete, even though he in a tune-up, is worth watching. He's Navarrete.
I like Navarrete. Yep.
It's still Navarrete.
Who's Navarrete? Navarrete
and Michaela Mayer's in the co-main event too. So look, I'm not gonna lie, they're not the best fights, obviously, but we're coming back, dipping the toes in the water. Like none of us expected to see him fight the top of the sport.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it as long as we're getting boxing back. And like you said, they're coming back to back with some of these fights, and they're gonna be. Boom, 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 and we're gonna have at least 1 or 2 good fights in there. I think.
I think guys like Shakur Stevenson,
but
Devin
that's
Haney,
crazy.
Like, those guys don't sell out, right? So I think that they will be the stars of 2020.
Yo, they do sell out. They do sell out. But I think it's wrong. Yeah, Devin Haney took on Usyk's show in short notice, headlined it in Baltimore and sold it out. And Shakur sold out North before. Yo, but I think it's unfair of Top Rank to put Shakur on a Tuesday, man. Like, I know we on COVID, but damn, man. You really pushing it.
That's probably wrong.
I think a lot of this is going to happen, in my opinion, right? And that's what we're going to get for the rest of the year because...
Well, June 9th's a Thursday.
Even a Thursday, right? Like, so, Shakur, like an up-and-coming guy, like, you'd expect him to be like on an undercard of the big fights, at least on a Saturday, right? On a big fight night. But the problem is, like, for the rest of the year, we just spoke about
June 9th is a Tuesday, man. Get the hell
June
out
9th is a Tuesday.
Yeah, but
I'm on July. My bad. I'm on July.
Why does it matter? Why does it matter that the date? Like, I understand. Like,
it does matter because we used to Friday and Saturday. It does matter.
I'm used to Saturday, but I'm saying like right now, June 9th. If I was to see a fight, I think I'm gonna tune in. You know what I'm saying?
Tuesday night fights. I used to tune in all day.
Tune in. Right?
Yeah, listen, guys. I get you. We're hardcores though. For casuals, they're used to Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Nah.
And do us what
Saturday period. Saturday night. That's it. There ain't no Friday for casuals.
Nah, yes it is Fridays for casual, especially with PBC. They was doing stuff on Spike
Thursday
and ESPN on Fridays with big names.
Does this have to do maybe with slots in venues or where the fight's happening exactly?
It could be, but
I think that it has more to do with the fact that look, there are more and more things being open, so there are a few more options on Friday and Saturday that people had than they did 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're looking at this wrong. There are no other sports that are going to come back. You know, baseball's not going to be back in time. Basketball might not even have a season. You know, June 9th. Well, we'll see. Yeah, but here, look, June 9th at the end of the day is going to be at the, you know, it's going to be its only date. You know, we don't know when those other sports are coming back, but they ain't coming back by June 9th. It's just not going to happen. And so I can tell you that no matter what, you're going to have those people there dying and craving for live sports.
Of course.
I think it's a good day. I think Tuesday's a perfect day.
100% agree with you. So where, like my immediate thought was like June 9th, where, how, like empty, of course, obviously.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of bored people out there.
And then like studio, and then where? Like Arizona, Texas, like where's this fight? Training gym,
Florida.
It's not be in an
I
arena.
think it's the Florida
like,
one. It's either Florida or Vegas.
Right, but where? It's not going to be at the MGM. Why pay for the MGM building?
Nah, it's a studio fight.
That studio probably, right?
Studio fight, doggy.
Studio.
And
they're gonna minimize
it's in Vegas.
Yeah, but define studio at the point. Like, what is the studio?
Bruh, you in the movie industry in a set
Exactly.
somewhere.
That's why I'm asking the question. Like, what studio?
We haven't gotten those details yet.
We haven't got those details
That's the
yet.
interesting part. Like, what is the studio?
But why do you want to know? You can't get there. You can't go and watch
Yeah.
it.
No, I'm just curious. You know, it's a podcast. We want to talk about it. We want to say, damn, this is what it is.
A little bit like the backyard on the Eddie Earn mentioned.
Yeah,
That's
I like
interesting.
It's a backyard.
I really like that.
That's old shit. It's happening at a backyard.
The movie pull-in drive-through idea, that's rocking. I liked all of that.
That's interesting because it's funky, it's innovative. That's like what we talked about, right? That's Eddie Earn trying just to stay ahead of the curves, trying to stay relevant and to create some hype, right? So that's good. But I think that's going to be the norm, like seeing those type of fights with one prospect or one hot and up-and-coming fighter against a no-name. Because there's no money. We talked about like broadcaster looking for money injection. They're not going to pay big purse or anything.
So we're getting stay ready fights? Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
So, but wait a minute. This is exactly what I was talking about with DAZN. Before this article surfaced, I thought DAZN was in a prime position. Even ESPN, like, why would you put on showcase fights? No one's going to sign up for your app. No one's going to. Maybe ESPN gets it off because they're going to be free TV. But DAZN needs to still put on real fights. If they want cash, they got
to need to pay those fighters, right?
Wait.
They don't have to pay Canelo because he already has the money.
Yeah, it's not about the new subscriptions. It's about the subscriptions that are dropping.
No, but they're already losing.
That's a good point.
So you got to look at it like
I
new.
haven't dropped yet.
Me
but
neither.
I'm like, damn, I should.
Me too.
Exactly. No, Enrique's right. It's about plugging that hole first and foremost. But just so we understand this fully, June 9th is going to be. Listen, June 9th is going to be on ESPN and ESPN Plus.
Turn your mic down,
microphone is on fire.
Yeah,
right
man, you gotta pay attention
this
to
ain't
us.
in the
My
booth
bad,
with
bro.
Mario right now, so you don't got.
My bad.
Up.
It's because I came out. I gotta.
You gotta lower it. You gotta. It's very much.
All it is, man. You don't even gotta speak loud.
Listen, man. They pay the fighters with the subscription money, man. If they get signups, they're the only ones. They're the only cash business. Where ESPN has to rely on advertisers, DAZN relies on their subscribers on a monthly basis.
They don't pay their fighters just with subscription money alone, right?
Of course not.
No, and it's also like over time. Right now, they can't afford to have like super fights because, like, if I am like, I don't know, who do you want to see? Canelo against like, you know, Billy Joe Saunders, for example.
I mean,
Charlo, right?
I think not Saunders. That won't help them because they can't make money off of Saunders in the sense that
that's what I'm saying.
They need to do Canelo, not Charlo, because that's cross promotion. Is going to cost some more. It's going to cost some more. They got to do Canelo Andrade.
Yeah,
he's American.
Okay, I get that, but both of them will want to get their money right now. Andrade, at least, right? Because I think Canelo is already paid from the zone. Andrade will say, okay, cool, where's my 2-3 million, right? And I need it now. And they need to generate that money when they're actually looking for cash injection. You know, you're not going to tell me that the subscribers that they're going to generate off that fight are going to go straight into Andrade's pocket and then that's it, right? They need to have that money to pay those guys. I don't think they can do it. I don't think it's sustainable for now, for the rest of the year at least. That's what we're going to see.
They're going to lose more subscribers then. They can't put on Shakur Stevenson type of, like, they can't do this. ESPN could do this because they go on to ESPN TV. They're not going to the app. And I see somebody talking about, they got all these millions of subscribers on ESPN. They ain't got nothing to do with the boxing, man. Give me boxing numbers.
Yeah.
You know, ESPN has a lot of content on their app.
When you talk about ESPN, you talk about the app or ESPN, like the TV?
The
like,
TV.
The network.
I'm assuming Shakur going on TV.
That money comes from like advertising slots that are getting paid for and all that. That's no problem.
Right.
And they can sustain it. That's not a problem. The zone can't do that.
Yeah, the zone has no advertisers.
They probably have like a little bit product placement here and there.
Yeah, they have product placement, and then they have subscriber money, you know, and it's repeated. Like Netflix, they don't have advertisers.
And they have backers, right? So their model is
But this is the thing.
I'm getting a subscriber today, and I'm going to return that over the years, and that's like future money. But I'm Andrade, and I want my money right now. Just give me my 3 million.
So hold up. So we don't go that level. At this point, we don't go to Andrade versus Canelo fight. We don't go that. We go low end. We go Haney versus a guy we never heard of.
Nah, you go Canelo Rosado.
Or Canelo Rosado, which still costs money.
No, it ain't. He's going to be cheaper than Andre. Way cheaper.
Yeah, for sure, it will be cheaper. But is it like... It's okay.
And he might have a bigger following than Andre. I said it. I'm sorry. I said it. He might have a bigger following.
You ain't wrong.
I believe that.
You ain't wrong.
I believe Rosado.
He might have a bigger following. Plus, you got Mexico versus Puerto Rico. They could sell it in New York or something. I don't know.
But what do you achieve?
Plus Rosado's in Hollywood right now.
What do you guys achieve? Like subscribers with that fight? You think that casual fight will just say, "Oh yeah"?
I'm assuming you get subscribers. They both, you know, are American people, kind of like in a sense.
I think you gain some, but not as much as like
you got to build the momentum up. But you ain't gonna build the momentum with Canelo versus, you know, someone we don't know. Like the way that they're doing this guy, you know. Felix Caballero. I mean, no, man. Like that's not gonna do it.
Look, if you on the brink of unsubscribing because you like, oh, I'm gonna try to save money, and then all of a sudden you get the Rosado fight, you're not gonna unsubscribe.
Exactly. Exactly.
Man, is it a stay busy fight to lead up to a bigger fight?
Bro, it don't matter. You can't think about that no more. You got to think subscribers now. How do you keep them happy? Cause I'm about to cancel. I'm $100 a month.
I got my renewal kick up today, man. I couldn't sign in. How does that work? Cause I started paying $10. Now it's like $20, and I'm trying to sign in and it didn't let me.
You better do forgot password.
Yo, I'm real good. I'm real good because the zone has deferred my payments. So I'm real good right now.
That's what I was gonna say. They didn't do anything.
What? They sent you an email?
Freeze your payments?
They sent you an email? Cause I paid for the year and I ain't get nothing saying they deferred.
I paid for the year and they were like, "Yo, your year has extended for 90 days."
Really?
Nice.
Oh, but I ain't been in the app in forever, bro. Let me log in.
Been in the app. It was automatic.
It's an email.
Oh, you got an email?
Yeah, I got the email.
Nah,
so shout
I
out
ain't get that. I ain't get that. I'll check my emails every day.
That's the only thing I watch on DAZN. I don't watch no NASCAR, no soccer, none of that.
Wow, checking it now. It says your DAZN subscription has been canceled.
Ah, that's good.
Wow,
that
mean
they
couldn't.
That mean they couldn't. That mean they couldn't charge you.
Oh, it says restart your DAZN.
Nah, you better be careful. You know what that means?
Yeah, it's gonna be $20. So that's the other thing, Ness and Doomy and Mitty and Mario. So you sign out, you excluded yourself. Now you signed off. You like, I don't want DAZN.
Now you got paid 20.
Now a fight comes up and you like, oh shit, a fight. Boom. Now the compensation comes from the extra money that it costs you to watch that fight. So it might be $20 to watch that fight.
They ain't sent me nothing.
Well, it was today they sent me this message.
They ain't sent me nothing, man.
At 8 a.m. So I'm gonna see if I do that password thing like you said.
Yo, what if I got the mail, hard paper mail? That said, DAZN has extended your subscriptions 90 days after.
Bro, I am not gonna pay the 20.
Because
I was there from the ground floor.
That's why I haven't canceled, because I'm on $10. Like I can't cancel and then pay more every month. You know?
My yearly subscription has extended for 90 days, so I'm happy. Even though I don't even watch DAZN.
DAZN,
but I pay monthly.
DAZN ain't sent me nothing since February 14th. I haven't got an email from them since February 14th for my personal email from DAZN. And then Golden Boy sent me something in April 14th that they put in the fight on DAZN, but it was an old fight. They haven't sent me anything. I'm not happy
now.
Right now.
My ESPN Plus, man, I've been paying, and my last email from them was on the 9th of May, which was a UFC 249 is on tonight, and I didn't even watch it.
So let's get through these news and notes. Holyfield is training with Vladimir Klitschko. That's, I don't know, like, I guess dope. I kind of want Klitschko to come back too, man.
Not me. Yo, let's acknowledge. Let's.
Why not?
Yo, is in good shape though, bro.
Yo, let's acknowledge. Yeah, he's in definitely good old man shape. Let's acknowledge Mitty though. He's up late. Like, does he want to be on the show? 100%?
Yeah, because COVID is happening, so he don't got to go nowhere.
Yeah. And I don't know about you guys. I think you said it's Memorial Weekend for you, but we also on a holiday tomorrow, so I'm not working.
Oh, cool.
We're
on holiday.
Cool. Yeah, same thing, man.
We are.
What holiday y'all got over there, Mitty?
I don't know. I just know I ain't going to go to work, man. I don't know what we're celebrating or whatever.
So at least he works from home, right?
That's it. Yeah, I work from home. I'm chilling. Like the same setup I've got. Like, that's what I do from home at home. Yeah, I'm good, man.
All right, so Mario's, man crush, he put back in the notes. Amir Khan believes at this stage he could train himself. Should he decide to continue fighting, is it possible for fighters at a certain level to train themselves and still have success? Listen, this is not the first time he's done this. Didn't he train himself for like one of those last 2 fights that he's had already?
I don't know.
I don't think he did.
Who are we talking about?
Amir Khan.
Amir
Khan. No, please don't say that.
One of y'all's best best exports ever.
Yeah, I mean, that's my fighter, right? I like Amir Khan, and I know I'm not going to be popular for saying that, but training himself sounds like craziness. Like, there are fighters that have done that. Chris Eubank Jr. is one of the latest for which it didn't work that well. That makes no sense to me, right? So
me too. I met Amir Khan and we got along actually pretty well, and he remembered me the second time. So I really like Amir Khan personality, but as a fighter where I put all my money on, it's like, I don't know. He's kind of like weak on the chin part of it. So his button is very exposed. So I'm thinking like this, like training yourself, man, you need somebody on the outside looking in. To me, Amir Khan has become the guy that's like, I need to make all the money I can get. So let me get rid of my trainer. You know?
No. Maybe not.
It's true. It's true because he makes a lot of millions, man. He made like $7 million versus the Dib fight. So a trainer is gonna take 10%.
No, but
what's
listen,
that guy's name? My bad. What's that guy's name that used to show up to his fights? He was a champion in the light heavyweight division. I think Bernard Hopkins beat him. Where he used to show up with no corner, man. Nobody in his corner. He would just go back and sit down in his corner.
Is a border wars or something?
No.
I saw Chris Eubank in his dad video.
No, you guys don't remember.
Kind of set up.
I don't remember that.
I'm gonna get his name, and
no,
you guys
I
like,
don't.
oh, okay.
I don't even.
It's
know
recent
if
too. It's recent.
I don't even know if it's allowed.
On a side note, I got a big old smile because I woke up early and I bailed on Bitcoin, and they dropped almost 5 points today.
Nice.
Yes. I've been reading mad articles lately, man, and it was supposed to get to 10,000 per Bitcoin, and we only got to 9,300. And I'm like, bro, I'm out of here. And by the time I went to sell, that shit dropped to 92.7. And now,
volatile, man.
Now it
goes
on
up and down.
8, bro. It's gonna get lower. It's gonna get lower. But when it gets to 4s, I'm on it.
It went to 3,000 at some point.
No, it
goes up and down.
It was at 4 and 2 a couple of months ago. I didn't even know. I didn't open my app.
Yo, at some point,
the guy's
Bitcoin,
name is Beibut Shumanov. That's the guy's name.
Oh, Shumanov?
Shumanov didn't have a trainer?
Nah, Beibut he's had trainers, bro. I don't know.
Yeah,
he
has
trainers, man. And I actually don't know if you can fight with no corners. That's not possible.
No, Chris.
I think he had somebody giving him water, but it wasn't.
You have to
Shinobi status, dog.
But to go back to Khan, right? Amir Khan is the type of fighter.
Shinobi.
That means he's cutting you off. Shinobi is a ninja video game from back in the day here in America.
Like opposite of the samurai.
All right, go.
Okay,
go for it.
So look, Shinobi right now. So I saw a video like most memorable corners in boxing. Chris Eubank's dad had on like a tuxedo corner shit. And the whole time he didn't speak to Chris Eubank. He actually modeled his way to the middle of the ring and walked back to the corner without saying anything.
Yo, Shinobi, I was at that fight, man. I was there.
You saw that, right?
Yeah.
So you don't need a corner man at some point. Like
but those guys are too eccentric, man. If you know the characters of like the Eubank, he was in there with a guy that was not on his level. But the first time that he met people that were on his level, he needed a cornerman to speak to him because he took an L, right? When he went in there against like Billy Joe, and he didn't step on the gas early enough, and he just postured and did all his nonsense, that's when he gave away the first half of the fight, and that was done, right? So that's the reason why you have cornermen. That's the reason why there's no place for cameras and cinema and all those acting up, right? If you're in the ring, it's dangerous. Do your business and do it right.
So that means Amir Khan needs a cornerman because the only way he makes money is against a name brand fighter.
Yeah, no, especially Amir Khan. Like, I love Amir Khan.
I would love to see Khan versus Thurman.
But Amir Khan needs a corner because Amir Khan loses concentration in every single one of his fights. Amir Khan doesn't stick to a game plan in every single one of his fights. When he's winning, when he's comfortable, that's when he's making mistake. He needs someone to keep reminding him, like, dude, stay on point. Your defense is what you need to worry about. We all know you got speed. You all know you got like a great offense. But don't sleep on those people. That's when you're going to get knocked out and people are going to talk to you about your glass chin, right? Which I don't agree with.
Who's holding the mitts? Who's telling him, like, is he going to like totally say no trainer? I'm going to punch a bag, a Cobra bag, and everything else. Like, I don't get that. I don't get you're not going to have a trainer for a fight. Like, if you're just going to get in shape and do hit training, I I just don't know. I mean, sparring. It's sparring. You know, a lot of the.
I'm telling you guys, he's done this before, man. Remember, he left Virgil Hunter and he was training a lot over there in L.A. With Ricky.
That's what he had Goosen?
Yeah, Ricky Funes. It wasn't even Goosen. It was like I don't even know if it was Goosen. I know he was training a lot with Ricky Funes.
But I think when he left Hunter, he came back to the UK and he fought. I can't remember who he fought, but that was quite recent. And Goosen took over from Hunter, like on a part-time basis or whatever that agreement was. But he didn't look good.
Damn.
He didn't look good.
So we got two more freaking topics that are headlines, but these are probably going to strike some conversation. Shawn Porter says that he'd rather have Pacquiao's career over Mayweather's. Which career would you have chosen between Mayweather, currently retired, or Pacquiao still active? And
I'm going to say...
Go for it. Jump in there.
Instantly, that shit make no sense. That's like sound like some hater shit.
Let him talk.
Let me finish. When you wipe the table, right, you want the most money. And Mayweather is not active because he wiped that table with the most money. So why wouldn't you want that career? Unless he's talking about resume and harder fights and oppositions, and
that's what he's talking about.
Come on, man. Then that doesn't matter because we don't even. That's not even counted. It is the dollar.
What you gotta understand is that it's not all about the money. Look, we know that Pacquiao got millions. We know Floyd got millions. If you want to just say, "Oh, it's about the money," of course you're gonna go to Floyd's. But my man Pacquiao got a whole country behind him. He's part of the freaking political party there. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine.
He's an icon. So when you start telling me, wait, let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you a question. Pause. So, okay, he got a country. Floyd has a culture. Second, what would you rather have? Retirement and a lot of money? Or I still have to come to this fight game?
What you mean?
Well, what you mean? What you mean?
Where you getting that?
Pacquiao still has to come to the fight game.
When Floyd came back and fought Conor McGregor, he was coming back to the fight game. You ain't crashing out on Floyd like
that's
that.
2016. That's 4 years ago.
Ooh.
So what? He still came back and he's fighting.
He came back and fought tension last year. You ain't cracked down on him then either.
Okay, that was because I'm wiping.
And he's looking to come back and fight Pacquiao. So they're both looking to still fight each other.
I don't know about Pacquiao. It sounds like that's out. It sounds like that's done. He says only entertainment at this point. So I think maybe McGregor, like funny names like that, but real fighters, I don't think so.
And that's what Porter is talking about. That's what Porter is talking about. In your resume, you have people aren't real fighters, whereas Pacquiao has real fighters on his resume. I think that's what you said, Enrique, right?
Well, I think we need to separate the conversation, right? Are we talking as a whole, or are we talking legacy?
Right.
Right? Because if you're talking as a whole, that's why Enrique's leading. Like, yeah, I'd rather be Mayweather because Mayweather's rich, accomplished, retired, you know?
Yeah.
And legend. And on top of that, we went to Eddie Hearn, just to bring it back, knows how to create a product. Mayweather creates products. And Mayweather comes into boxing, it's a product worth millions, where he walks away with the millions. Manny Pacquiao doesn't do that. He unites and then it's like, yo, I'm going to fight this guy. What did he get, 10 mil to fight Thurman?
Nah, he got like 25, didn't he, for the last fight?
Pac-Man is a package, bro. He is a product. So
he got like 25, I think, for Thurman, right?
I don't know.
I meant Broner. I meant Broner.
Listen, they're both products, but that's exactly
I think Broner was like 10 or some stuff like that.
Yeah, he made 10 for Broner, and Broner made 2.5. Where Floyd comes in and fights nobody in Japan and gets what? That number?
7? Didn't he get 7?
7. And what does the dude get? Tears on his face.
Well, listen. They're two different people. You know, Floyd fought for the money, and that's what Porter's saying. Like, Pacquiao, it might be arguable he got a greater legacy, bro. At 40 years old, you still beating Keith Thurman while Floyd is out here playing with little boys named Tension. It's different. It's different. You know, you beat Broner last year while Floyd out here playing with MMA guys that can't fight.
That's true. That's true.
So when it all go down, look, ain't nobody talking about how much money Muhammad Ali had. They only talk about how great he was and how he the GOAT. So 20 years from now, Pacquiao ain't gonna talk about how you is right now. Oh, he gotta fight for the money. Nah, they gonna be talking about, damn, he was 42 and he beat Earl Spence.
Guess what they dropped though? Guess what they dropped? They say like, yo, and Bernard Hopkins has said this. Yo, this is prize fighting. We come here for the prize. We don't come here for the glory. You also heard Angel Garcia say that. Okay, go out there and be prideful. It ain't about pride. It's about the win, and it's about the paycheck.
Listen, if it was totally about the paycheck, then there would be no belts in people's, living rooms, and there wouldn't be display cases with trophies and medals from their amateurs. Like, I agree that it is a prize fighting sport, and I agree at the top of the sport, the money seems to, drive most fighters, if not all fighters, but ultimately, there is something about it, that comes down to competition and prize, and you want to be the best out there. So, it boils down to this, and it's a simple fact. Mayweather had the smarter career. Pacquiao had the more glorious career, in the sense that, how many fights do you remember from Pacquiao? You can remember Hatton, Marquez, all of Marquez, basically, Morales, Barrera, the list goes on and on. With Mayweather, he dominated. But I'm sorry, I don't remember. You tell me how the Mayweather Cotto fight exactly went, because I don't remember. You tell me how all the, other than Hatton, there really aren't these big, huge. Hold on. I got you. Chill. Listen, there are replays in both of these guys, film strips, right? And Pacquiao's is filled with more guys and more moments. Mayweather did amazing and he fought amazing, but it wasn't always the most exciting thing to watch. So, it boils down to, do you want to be known as the fighter who accomplished more? Not even more, but accomplished different things. Like, would you want to be the guy that broke pay-per-view records? Most people want to be that. Or do you want to be the guy that got his hand raised in 8 different, divisions and has a record that probably will never be broken in the modern history of boxing?
But the only problem in all this, and I'm with you, Mario, right? Because I love what Pacquiao's done and everything. But the problem in all this analysis is, like, in these highlights that you talk about Pacquiao, there's also moments where he gets dropped, put to bed, like slept,
knocked out,
right? And you don't get that for Floyd. And also the argument that people will tell you, like, how are you going to tell me that Pacquiao is better than Floyd or has got a better career when Pacquiao is a name on Floyd's record?
But how many times have you seen Floyd take a risk? How many times have you seen Floyd? How many times have you seen Floyd fight guys 4 times?
You don't need to convince me.
But why he gotta fight you 4 times? What fight was close?
What I'm saying is that
don't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
Let me get off.
Every time I jump on, it's like,
yo, it don't make no sense.
Look, what I'm saying is that the man. Look, you guys totally screwed me up.
Oh shit!
No, I say it all the time.
Look, it's up for you, right?
Nah. My turn, Shinobi. I've been quiet. My turn. My turn.
Let me name drop.
Nah, I don't want you to name drop. Forget your shit too.
Saul Alvarez, Marcus Maidana, Manny Pacquiao, Andre Berto, and Conor McGregor. Those are all Floyd Mayweather fights, bro. Those are guys that are
you really mentioned Berto and McGregor. Get out of here. Casual.
But you
even said Robert Guerrero, man. Come on.
You gave Floyd. I remember the show. You gave Floyd the pass as a hardcore fan.
Of course.
Get the Berto fight, so don't go there.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
The Berto fight was his I'm leaving.
My point is, we don't know of how Manny Pacquiao would look against a Saul Alvarez. We don't know how he would look against Marcus Maidana. He didn't fight them.
He didn't.
You know
he fought other people.
Yeah, he fought other Mexican sluggers, Russian not but like Russian, the whole Mexican style, where Floyd dominated those styles.
Listen. First of all, Mario says something that I've been dying to go back to. He talking about Floyd didn't give us exciting fights. I disagree. In the moment, I was that type of fan, but it's like I told you, I went back and watched some of Floyd fights, and they are exciting because you appreciate what you see. See, I think in the moment we weren't appreciating it because he was so good. We wanted to see him tested, but now we're witnessing that he was so good, he made good guys look average. No one has ever made Maidana look the way that Maidana's look. Even Thurman, I thought Thurman was, man, Robert Guerrero got Thurman in his prime and he still didn't look the way Floyd beat up on Robert Guerrero. Look at Canelo. Oh man, there's a lot of super chats. So
you got it. Okay, go ahead.
Not a lot, but we definitely got like two or three.
We missed a few. Yeah, go ahead.
We got Eso. Floyd better at all the weights. They both fought at. And Edward says it's a shame Wilder fans can't accept the loss. That's it. Yeah. So back to the topic. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a debate. It's always going to be there. Who's got the better resume? Who had the better career?
Probably should have saved this one for the morning. Because it could have been like a whole hour and a half on this.
Yo, for real. No, I can argue for Pacquiao day.
That's exactly what I said. No, because Pacquiao has, listen, put it like this. Because there's a lot of people that like to put Floyd as the winner of this debate. But how many Hall of Famers does Floyd have on his resume, and how many Hall of Famers does Pacquiao have? You know what I mean? Eric Morales is a Hall of Famer. Marquez, Hall of Famer. Those are two names. Oscar too, but Floyd got Oscar and Marquez. Pacquiao got the one up on him with Margarito that's not going to be in the Hall of Fame. And with Eric Morales, who will be in the Hall of Fame.
How about Bradley?
Bradley will get in the Hall of Fame, bro. We went over his resume again. Damn, that boy had a great resume. He did. I mean, not great, but he had a good, solid resume. He even went to the UK to win his first world title versus Junior Witter on the road. WBC belt. He gave the first loss to Lamont Peterson, to Juan Carlos Abreu, to Devin Alexander, and to I had that one name right there. What's the another welterweight, but whatever, I can't remember. Yeah, Bradley probably's, if he ain't first ballot, bro, he's definitely getting in the second time around. I mean, he got to get in. He got that one fake win over Pacquiao, so it's like history.
He in there.
I scored it for him, yo. I want to go back and watch it again now, so many years removed, for real. I did score for him. I know people going to be like, oh, you wildin'. You don't know nothing. You don't know shit about boxing.
People like that Provodnikov review we did.
Yeah, that was
they
fun.
did.
Go back and do that one.
That was fun. Let me see here. So next,
Bradley?
Yeah, that was brutal, bro. We went back and watched that on film.
It was.
Yo, my final thought on Manny Pacquiao. My final thought on Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather is that, there's number one and there's number two, and Manny Pacquiao's number two. The end.
All right. Next is Abel Sanchez fears that the impact of the corona of C-19 will have an effect on his Big Bear gym. Sanchez at this point only trains Murat Gassiev, Cecilia Barakis, and I can't remember who else, but I did put the link in there. But yeah, he says he's probably gonna ride out the rest of his career with those fighters. He doesn't really see himself getting in any new fighters, and he blames that on losing all his big name fighters.
Yeah, listen, I'll take. Oh, go ahead, Doomy. You go ahead, please.
No, I'm just saying, he's 71 years old, and I don't know how much coronavirus has to do with whatever's going on, but maybe he mentioned that when Triple G left, well, not him, but when Triple G left, basically, a lot of the clout probably left the gym too. He had Andy. And he's down to these 4 fighters. He said Murat, Cecilia, Arsen, Golamarian is the other guy who I don't know, Ness. And
I don't know Golamarian either. Who the heck is that? But I do know Michael Sora, who I haven't seen in the ring in forever.
Yeah, well, I'm not privy to him, and he says that he's not gonna quit on his guys. He's gonna probably end up finishing his career as a trainer with these guys. And ultimately, probably giving the property up for family and vacation home type of thing. So
he's bugging. He needs to look for an apprentice, man. Yo, you need to show up there, Coach. Coach Mitty, you need to show up there and just show him your enthusiasm. Like, yo, I'm Coach Mitty. I read your story. Let me take over the gym, Abel.
Yes, that's a great
idea. But Abel, but Coach, really quick.
Yep.
Double whammy on this subject. Tell us you know something about Michael Soto. He's French, man. Come on.
I actually don't know much about him, like, to be honest. Yeah, so
who
I don't,
guy?
Yo, Michael Soto's actually good, guys. I mean, don't sleep on him.
I could be fronting, right? But I'm not.
He beat Antoine Douglas, I believe, a long time ago, right?
I don't see him.
Well, they gave him a draw. But he beat him. And then he also beat Glenn Tapia, the gym we used to train out of. He beat Valderrama too, and believe me, he's avoided, bro. He's avoided. Erickson Lubin's trainer said that Erickson's the most avoided. This dude's avoided. I ain't saying this dude's the most, but he's avoided. He's number 4 in the world on BoxRec, and I bet you we check the rankings, and he's on everybody's rankings, but he don't get no shots. And
he fights in Paris all day.
Yeah.
Yo, well, listen, getting back to the subject at hand, Gassiev could be a big fighter for him still, so I wouldn't count Abel
so Soto's not the subject at hand. That's one of his fighters. He could be a big fighter. He could upset Jason Rosario on a tune-up. Yo, he's sleeping on Soto. You seen that? Getting to the subject at hand.
And Abel had just come out and said that, he's looking at Adam Kawanaki, Robert Helenius, and Andy Ruiz Jr. for Gassiev. And all 3 of those fights I would love to see. If he could probably beat 2 of the first ones or one of the first ones, he might be in line for that Andy Ruiz. And he could go through the rankings pretty quick. Whether he wins, whether he has success at heavyweight, I really couldn't say right now. But I definitely do think that, the C word, I'm not going to – well, that's kind of weird. C19. Because we're not used to that. That's the new C word for us on the show. C19, can't say the word. It is definitely affecting everyone, and he would know better than us whether or not it's going to affect Big Bear. But I think ultimately it's going to affect everything. So he's absolutely right. It's definitely something to worry about.
Yeah, I agree with him, man. Things are being affected by COVID-19. Like, think about it. What's essential? A barbershop is not essential, so we're wolfed out. Fighters, entertainment is not essential. So there's no training. No training means no income, no fights, a lot. So it trickles down. He's falling apart, man. He's probably got an overhead, $12,000 a month. I'm just guessing. I'm making that number up. But just imagine if that's his overhead and he's not getting money going on month number 3.
No, but is it saying just because of lockdown and COVID, or is it more saying as a passion as a trainer and being old? Maybe he's not interested in getting that apprentice and doing all that training. He's saying I've done my thing. I'm old, like Doomy said. I'm 71. I'm gonna finish with the fighters I've got, and that's me. I'm done. I'm not looking to pass on my knowledge to anyone else. and I'm gonna sold my gym or whatever, right? So
maybe he's heartbroken because of the Kovalev breakup. I mean, Golovkin breakup.
Yeah, and maybe that
well,
he's blaming
it. He's blaming it on the amateurs. He's saying that because of the Olympics being shut down, that we're gonna be missing that crop of new fighters.
Yeah.
We got a super chat from Matt Garces who says, Super chat for the damn good MIDI impression. That's
I thought it was a trash impression, but
of course, because you Manchester Mario, so you wouldn't want to say that I did anything offending the UK.
Okay, now look at this guy. He's on conspiracy theories today.
All right, so that was the last news and note, and we can go ahead and move on. We're gonna open up these phone lines. Not too many callers out there. I know today is Memorial Day, but let's see if that changes. Let's see if that changes since we were talking a lot. Maybe they start ringing in. Let's go to.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
All right. Let me go out to Steve in Chicago. What up?
Yeah, hey, how you fellas doing tonight?
All good.
Doing well.
Yeah, I had a chance last night. I don't know if you caught it, but FS1 replayed the whole pay-per-view card, and I found it by accident. I didn't see it advertised anywhere, but I was able to catch the fight again last night. So it's funny that you have this topic. In the beginning, I even, me and you talked. I didn't believe in any of it, of all these theories coming out. I just thought, Fury pushed, forced the action and had him on the back foot, but you know what? I was really watching, and I watched all the fights. I'm telling you, there is something funny with the gloves, and he definitely was punching him illegally. If you look, a lot of the punches he landed was with the palm. And if I'm not wrong, that's illegal. But now that's not Fury's fault, right? That's the ref's fault. So I think Fury, he did whatever he could to win that fight. And I don't think it was legit, in my opinion, now after watching it the second time. I think there's something funny going on.
Yeah, but how is that any different from, Ruiz? AJ said Ruiz hit him behind the head, and he's, he never recovered.
Yeah, but I'm not saying behind the head. If you look, he hit him. He doesn't hit him with the glove. He hits him like in the glove bent to where he's hitting him with the palm. So it's almost like, I don't know how to explain. I'd have to, like, he's not hitting him with the glove.
And the rule is that the fist must be closed, not open.
Right.
And boxing.
Right.
So then it is the referee's fault at that point.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Did you see anything?
I'm not coming on here.
Did you see anything wrong with the water?
I don't know about that. I'm just saying I watched the fight for a second time, and I was really watching, and he wasn't hitting him legally with legal punches. Now, like I said, that's not his fault. He did what he had to do to win, but that's the ref's fault. But he didn't win. He didn't beat Wilder fair. I can say that today. That's what I'm saying.
Right, and, I agree with you. And where are you from?
I'm from Chicago.
Chicago. All right, cool. Now, I just want to say that out loud because, people are from different areas and, different areas go for different type fighters.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, just being on the... And Ness knows when it first came out, I told Ness I thought it was baloney. Like all these theories and that.
I'm with you.
But after watching it again... And I only said that because I have faith in the system.
Cut it. Steve, thanks for calling in. We're going to go out to Trey in the Bay. Talk to us.
Mitty Kell said,
All
"What
right.
up, Trey from
We
the Bay? What
going
up?"
to Ringer. Josh in North Carolina. What up?
Salute, TVV. What's good with y'all?
What up? What up?
Hey man. First I wanna get on the Wilder thing, man. It's just best for the fans to stop coming out reporting that stuff, man. If you ain't heard it from Wilder, bro, because at the end of the day, we just making them look bad. You know what I'm saying? Now, second, I'm glad the zone is going under because for the simple fact, I think the less streets, the better for boxing. So that's two in America, mainly. To be honest with you, Fox and ESPN, if you're going to say Showtime too. So, but the main thing is, I want to know who in America is going to get AJ when the zone fall under. Because whoever get AJ, that's where Undisputed going. Third, Shawn Porter's an idiot. Why you want to be like somebody that has steroid allegations floating above their head? Why don't you want to be like somebody that's got a lot of money and retire and then let boxing retire him? Manny Pacquiao, he's in a dangerous place where he can make boxing retire him. But, you know, that's just my opinion. But and last thing, I hate to say this, but in a way, I want to see HBO come back. I ain't gonna lie, I've been watching their fights on YouTube, and I just like hearing Jim Lampley, even though he's stupid, but I still like hearing him. But I'm out, y'all. Salute.
Salute, champ.
Yeah, I miss HBO too, for real.
Shout out Josh, North Carolina. We're going to have to Troy in Baltimore. Talk to us.
Hello. How y'all doing?
All right.
All this talk, these excuses, and they're not helping. No, it's not coming from him, but he really should come out and say, you know, something and just tell them to chill out because they're not helping him at all. They're not helping the view how some might view him either. I mean, it's just not helping them, period. It's not, you know, you can't blame him for what people are saying, but they just need to shut up. And today is the LB, whatever they are over there. That's what people are not, LB, BC boys, whatever they are over there. It's down. And this whole glove thing now with the metal, that just makes his camp look weak. How do you miss metal in someone's glove? How do you miss that? How does someone walk into your camp and drug your water? Come on, cut it out. It's nonsense. This whole glove thing is nonsense too. It's nonsense. It just needs to stop because it's not helping the brother. It's just making him look weak. It really is. And I agree with Shawn Porter because I can't remember brother's name who said that he wanted Floyd, but it's not all about the money sometimes because honestly, you actually have to get into boxing to understand what I'm saying. It's not all about the money sometimes. It's about passion, glory, and the money. Because Tyson has no money, but his name overshadows Floyd. Can you explain that one? Enrique, that's the brother who I'm talking to, Enrique.
Yeah,
All right,
I acknowledge you. I will say it's all about the money. We wake up and go to work for money.
No, it's
we
not.
don't wake up and go to work for glory. In the sport, yeah, you
We
do
talking about sports, though.
have
We talking about
glory
sports.
attached to your name. Like Michael Jordan did it for both reasons, glory
I don't even know
and
if I'm
money.
still
Like
on.
you don't pay him he doesn't get paid in glory, he gets paid in money. So I gotta say that Floyd Mayweather is over Manny Pacquiao. That's where that came from. Manny Pacquiao's number
you could
2
say
though.
it don't make it. I don't even know if I'm on, so why am I talking? You could say it don't make it true. The facts are the facts, man. A lot of these, any name I could throw out there, it comes along with glory and it comes along with moments. Floyd actually didn't give his fans a lot of moments. Sure, he made a lot of money, but he didn't give his fans any moments. And that's what it boils down to.
I agree with you on Mike Tyson, though.
Yeah, also too, I think that some people, it's hard to ask this question and as a fan answer it, not saying whose career did you enjoy more, but that's a different question. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough question, definitely.
I agree with Mike Tyson though. Like Mike Tyson's legendary, but does he make money? Like, how does he feed his family? You know, he still has to do things to work, which is unfortunate. We know Mike Tyson, we celebrate him, but you know, Floyd, we know celebrate, and he boasts about having everything. So I'm just saying, though, there's a difference.
Hey, thanks, Troy.
Yo, shout out to Gus the Bus back in the building, baby.
Nah, where Gus the Bus?
Gus the Bus in the chat. Yo, he said he back. He was in the doghouse. That's what's up, Gus, man. Stay safe, champ. Stay safe. Good to see that you are safe as well, man. Shout out to you. Say hello to your wife or, everybody, man. And good to have you back. Yeah, let me see. So, that's everybody. We out of here. That's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. We'll be back with a morning show, 9 a.m. Eastern time.
Untitled.
Yes,
Monday?
Untitled tomorrow at 7 p.m. Maybe Mitty joins us for that. See if he awake tomorrow. Oh, no, you got work tomorrow. That's right. You just got today off. Or tomorrow off.
Yeah.
I was about to tell Mitty about work, man. Oh, hey, when you love what you're doing, it ain't really work, right?
Mitty works from home, man. He can jump right on the computer and join the Untitled.
Yeah, man. Untitled is where it's at.
And it's a holiday, he said, so he doesn't work tomorrow.
No. But what he's saying is like tomorrow 7 p.m. your time is tomorrow midnight my time.
Yeah, so he'd have to work Tuesday, and it would be more difficult. But I'm at Mario Mungi on Twitter, at Mario Mungi on Instagram. Join us tomorrow in the AM, like always. And then Monday, Untitled. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the notification. Make sure you got them notifications on because we are going live all the time. If you notice this week, we had plenty of shows that were just random, spontaneous. I mean, Saturday we had 3 shows, including, boxing bars, rap, TV. Yeah, we got to figure that one out. But the TVV battles were on Saturday. But we went live twice. Other than that, so
wait. Tomorrow's Memorial Day. So do I get time and a half or something?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, all right, cool. So I'll be here at 9 a.m.
Yo,
I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? My little $40, whatever. Yo, follow me. TBV_casual fan is my Twitter handle as well as my YouTube channel. And then I got Boxing Fan Apparel Patreon page. So it's patreon.com/Boxing Fan Apparel. I got Danny Garcia fights, man. I got Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson. What's my man's that fought freaking the dude that fought.
Quit smacking yourself.
He fought Timothy Bradley. What's his name? Provagnov. I had
what? What's his name?
Provagnov.
Close enough. Provodnikov.
Provodkinov. So don't provoke me for this Provodka. You know what I'm saying?
He had a couple of in him. He's going to vodka.
Yeah, nah. So we good though, man. Follow me there, man.
Who's that?
Watch
Sony
my shit.
or King Born? That's late. I think that's Sony, right? Cincinnati. That's Sony.
Oh, Sony.
Sony, what up?
Tense up, everybody. Sony.
Yo,
what up?
What's good,
What up?
TVV? What's up?
What up?
All right, it's funny that you guys are this flag. So I was just talking to Info earlier, and I was telling him my favorite days as far as Freestyle Saturdays, film studies, Untitled. My favorite days is always Flagship because I like to listen to the show and act like I'm and let you guys know I'm involved. So I'm gonna see if I can get through all y'all topics before Ness cuts me off. All right. So first of all, we got Wilder. All right, now Wilder, I'm totally done with, and I'm not blaming Wilder for this, but the whole excuses. Now we got the fucking Watergate. Yo, bro, let that shit down with Richard Nixon, bro. I'm done with that shit, bro. Fuck Watergate. Yo, not trying to hear it. Yo, and as far as the zone, I think the zone needs to just see it through. With every good business, the first 5 years, they say, is always the hardest. So I think Eddie Hearn needs to just steer that shit through and just the zone to just make it out through the end. And topic number 3 was Mike Tyson, Tito Ortiz. Look, anybody that has any inclination on UFC, and Ness, this will help you out. Ness, you don't know much about other sports other than boxing, and that's understandable, and I don't hate you for that at all. You know, I wish boxing is the only sport I knew sometimes, bro. But Tito Ortiz, you can't mention Tito Ortiz without mentioning Chuck Liddell. Now, recently, Tito Ortiz did say he would entertain a Tyson fight. Everybody in UFC tore him down for that. So lately, Tito Ortiz been kind of like backpedaling that shit. So don't even think about that. That Tito Ortiz and Tyson fight, bro, I doubt it's going to happen. And anybody that knows UFC and follows it, they know what I'm talking about. And Shakur Stevenson in that fight being on that Tuesday, I can actually see that. They just had a NASCAR racing event. I think that was on like a Monday or Tuesday, and that shit drew like fantastic numbers. So I think that's what sports is trying to do. They're trying to bring sports back gradually by having it on a weekday, because they know on a weekend, while everything is starting to reopen, people are going to be out and about and not really paying attention to their TV. So why do the shit during the week? So I can honestly see that Shakur fight. Next topic, Holyfield. Ness, did you see that fucking YouTube video of Holyfield? And I heard he got I haven't seen a YouTube video. I only read news articles, but I heard Holyfield had a sparring session and he got fucked up in it. So now everybody is telling Holyfield, nah, dude, you don't want no part of Tyson. And so I really don't want to see Tyson versus Holyfield. Porter, hating on Mayweather, down for Pacquiao. At first I was like, nah, man, Porter is just a hater. But then I started to come around to it. Porter is a different kind of animal. Porter is unlike Earl.
You tried. You almost got through everything. But that is everyone. So catch us on the next one, mañana in the morning. I just posted the link in the live chat if you want to drop your question or topic suggestion for tomorrow night's Untitled with TBV. Do so. And yeah, man, catch us on the next one.
Yo, you ain't see the TBV host chat?
What? Oh, do your thing.
I forgot. I'm just saying, J&J Promotions, Izzy, they mentioned my name in one of his last raps that he wanted to throw in there. He out there fighting exhibitions, and I ain't really like that. So here it goes. Chill, Izzy. You ain't the chizzy. You go out for lunch. I stay busy. Talking about 0 bars. But you lost to Mario on all cards. Can't wait for Border Wars. It ain't gonna be that hard. When I got you walking to the corner like Pops, I ain't think it was gonna be this hard. Tyson versus Wilder 4. It's time to settle the score. Shout out to Stonebone, the commission, because we know Oklahoma got them boars. COVID got me working the pad instead of the pads. But after this rap battle, you gonna be big mad. Pull back counter, right hand, stiff jab. Get my purse money, cash in the gift bag. You get 4 digits. You big sad. Shout out to East Coast Promotions. They keep me fed. You went J&J Promotions. They shit the bed. Now you yelling exhibitions instead. Bowling line champ.
Damn, yo, why you do Izzy like that? That was pretty fire.
My man came in early.
Yo. Hey, you inspired Enrique. Yo, we out, man. Catch us on the next one.
Peace, Mitty.
Peace, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right.
Hell yeah, bro. UK voice.
That's it.